I am going to attempt to do something that I am not good at, and that is drive and talk at the same time. I'm better off just keeping my mouth shut when I drive, and usually that's what I do, because I'm an expert driver. But when I start talking, that's when stuff happens. But I'm going to try to do it anyway. So I'm here, I'm playing SnowRunner on hard mode, and I just want to say a few things about this game. Regular mode compared to hard mode. Okay, regular mode is so easy because there's no consequences. Therefore, it's not a challenge. Therefore, it gets boring. Therefore, I don't want to play it. That's just me. That's how I am. That's my personality. If a game does not give me a challenge mentally and eye and hand coordination and all that, then it's not worth my time and I'm not going to play it. Now, when I say mentally, regular mode is not mentally a challenge. Regular mode is a nice, relaxing cakewalk. But when you play hard mode, things start to get real. And what I mean by that is there are consequences. Money doesn't grow on trees anymore. And it becomes stressful. Every time I play this game and I drive a truck, I am not really relaxed. I'm always kind of tense. It kind of brings a real life aspect to it almost. It almost feels like you're there. It's that immersive. And the reason is because the graphics are so good, and there's a different first person and third person. Here's first person. Honk the horn. So immersive, makes this game addictive. And when you're playing hard mode, it becomes really stressful, and I'm always tense. Because right now, if I was to wreck this truck, or what I mean flip it over, where I have to recover it or rescue it, first of all, I don't have enough money to recover it because I'm playing hard mode, and hard mode has nothing to do with it. I just like to spend my money a lot on upgrades and different trucks, so that's on me. But anyway, I cannot. Is that the same with a lot of folks that play hard mode, or we just get into a situation where we're in low money because the nature of hard mode just makes it tough, and sometimes we have to do recovery fees and the deployment fees. Maybe we need to bring a truck from another region to rescue a truck, and maybe we only have like $4,000 left. And this is our last ditch effort, our last hurrah, so to speak. If we don't accomplish this mission, then it's really dire straits where we're at the point where we may have to start over or sell a truck. And that's when it gets to the point where people might just rage quit SnowRunner altogether. Especially if you've been playing this game like me, this campaign on hard mode, for over a year. Almost 15 months. Going on a year and a half. No one ever wants to play a video game and start over and have to take a whole year and a half to get back to where they were, to the same point. No one's, I don't think anybody would like to do that. I don't think it would be any fun at all unless you paid them. But if they were forced to do that, you know what's going to happen? They're just going to walk away from SnowRunner altogether, and I would do the same thing. Go find a different game, because there is no way, not in 100 million years, that I would ever restart another hard mode campaign on SnowRunner, because it is a nightmare, but it's fun. Because to get to that point, to get as far as we do on the hard mode difficulty in this game called SnowRunner, is an achievement that very, very few people on this planet can say they have done. Because it's not easy. Regular mode players, you have no idea, or do you? Is that why you play the game? Because it's just so easy on regular mode? Believe me, when you say regular mode, you are going to be relaxed playing this game. You might as well be playing a fishing game on regular mode in SnowRunner. That's the best way to describe it. Regular mode SnowRunner is no different than playing a fishing game. Whoa. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wait till the sun comes up. That got a little scary there for just a second. I thought I was going to flip, because this is not exactly a big truck. It's a heavy truck, which is nice. Whoops. Well, there. It proves I'm on hard mode, by the way. I meant to turn the truck off. Stop the engine because You know, fuel is not free on regular mode, hard mode. In regular mode, there's no consequences, everybody knows. I'm sure it's frustrating if you go for all this distance and you flip your truck, and on regular mode you're like, oh my god, I was almost there. And I flipped my truck, what do? Do I go get another truck and rescue it? Or do I take the easy route and just teleport back to the garage for free and get all free fuel, get all free repairs? Basically just get your diaper changed. Just like that. I think the temptation would be too great. But on regular mode, we're forced to pay money. We're forced to almost ruin our game experience. And if we're down low on funds like I am here right now, I know I'm down to less than $5,000. I can't recover anything except a scout vehicle. That's it. It cost $5,000 to recover this truck if something would happen, and I'm not going to do that. I do have other trucks that will recover if I need to. And believe me, I've taken on big trucks before compared with little trucks, little scout trucks, and all that's all I have, my last ditch effort. And then try to upturn and right up a big truck that weighs like 5 times its weight. It can take a long time, but eventually we figure it out. And when we get to that accomplishment, we're like, yes, and we save our game, and we don't have to start over. And that's why this game is stressful. When you get down to low money, like I say, I did that to myself. I like to spend money in this game. I need to be better about that. I have gotten to the point where I've had like hundreds of thousands of dollars before. Not hundreds of thousands, like 150,000 I think is the most I've ever had. And, you know, I went to the truck store in this game and I bought a truck. Because there's lots of trucks to buy. Not just the ones the game gives you. There's other trucks you can buy. And I guess there's mods you can buy, but I don't use mods. I just use what the game provides me. That's just my play style. So it's almost, let's see what time it is. Oh, it's only 1:12 in the morning. For a minute there, it looked like the sun was coming up, but that's just the moon casting its light, you know? So hard mode, I'm always on pins and needles. I'm never relaxed, but at the same time, it's not like a bad relaxed. It's like an intense, like, oh my gosh. What if something bad happens, you know? That's because I have no money cushion. I don't have like a $100,000 money cushion. That's what I'm trying to get back. That's what makes hard. The only way you can have fun in hard mode is if you have a nice cushion of money. And I would say a nice cushion, a decent cushion is 20 grand. If you can maintain 20 grand or more, if you start to get below 20 grand on hard mode, that's when it gets dangerous. That's when you're like, oh crap. If this truck wrecks and then I've got another truck, let's just say while I'm recording this video, let's just say this truck flips. What would be my backup truck that I have right now on this map? Not deploying a truck from a different map somewhere else, because all those trucks are actually. By the way, let me just jump real quick and tell you how many maps I'm doing right now at the same time. I've got some trucks in Michigan again. I took advantage of the glitch, the bug that just recently happened, because I had not finished logging in Michigan because I just never figured it out. The tutorial does not give you a good tutorial on how to log. So Michigan being the first place, I didn't understand logging, so I skipped it. And I couldn't go back to ever do it, and I thought to myself, geez, there's so much money still to be made in Michigan, but not enough to where it's going to be profitable, because I got to purchase trailers that I can't buy. A logging trailer, first of all, for long logging, because there's only long logs and medium logs in Michigan. There's no short logs. I got the Forester in Maine, so I already knew that I could use that as my loader, so I'm going to save $150 every time. You know, here's the deal. I took advantage of the glitch, of the bug that just recently happened, where it turned our hard mode game, you know, into regular mode. For those that don't know, I took advantage of it and took some trucks and transported for free, because I didn't have to worry about deployment fees. And by the way, since I'm on the topic, deployment fees are way too high for hard mode. If anybody from the development team is watching this video, reduce that down to $2,500. Believe me, that extra $1,000 will go a long way. Those deployment fees are debilitating and make it so that we never ever have any extra spending money. And the rare spending money that we do get takes 1 or 2 maps combined together with all the overhead and the fuel and the deployment fees, it takes two regions, not two maps. What I mean is 2 regions combined money together in order to have enough money to buy 1 truck. Maybe, you know, and if you're really good, 2 trucks, and that's if you don't make any mistakes. Because making mistakes costs money. Even if it's a recovery, we're still burning fuel, and fuel costs money on hard mode. Every time we hit that gas pedal on hard mode, we're spending money. Regular mode, it's completely free. I don't understand and now they've got that Game Plus for regular mode players. That's a good thing that they can change that. But if you really, really want to play hard mode, play hard mode. Don't play Game Plus. Game Plus is, in my opinion, a wannabe hard mode, trying to be hard mode, that's afraid of hard mode. Too afraid to play hard mode, because you've got those Game Plus options you can always change. Can you? I don't know. I've never messed with them because I think it's a stupid addition to the game. Even though it's in the game, it's good that it's in the game, but I won't ever do it because that's just not my play style. I think it's kind of silly. Okay? And I'm trying to be nice about it. I actually think it had a lot to do with the recent bug, is that Game Plus that they programmed into the code, in my opinion, has now infected the code, and that game-breaking hard mode glitch where it turns our hard mode game into regular mode is going to come back and creep up on us in the future. And just mark my words, it's going to happen, because that's always what happens with games. Once they get 3 years old or older, that's just the nature of what happens. There's these glitches that, like the common cold, they always come back in games once they get to about 3 years or older, and that's where SnowRunner's at. Okay? What was I talking about? How much I've done. Alaska, I'm done there. Now you might notice that some of these are not at 100%. Well, that's because some missions that just didn't pan out. They just didn't work out. The way I plan my missions out on hard mode is I do them in a way where everything's done almost at the same time. And if a mission or a contest is out of the way or isn't worth the payout, if the payout isn't worth the risk, I'm not going to do it. The terrain has everything to do with it. And if the terrain is too rough, or the contest, or if it's just too far away and I know where I'm going, it's just going to burn too much fuel. And sometimes this game has low payouts, by the way, across the board for hard mode players. The contract payments sometimes barely cover the cost of fuel, and if there's no profit, I'm not going to even do it. So that's why some of these are just breaking even. Why even do it? If there's no profit at all and just breaking even, I'm not going to do it. That doesn't make any sense just to do it if you're going to break even. And a lot of these contracts, a lot of these tasks in this game hardly pay anything. And sometimes the fuel on some maps is $23, sometimes $32 a gallon. $16 a gallon is about average. That's a nice amount. If you can find some for $8, you've hit the jackpot. Some maps it's so ridiculously high. You know, that backtracking to try to finish the 100% just isn't in the cards. It doesn't make sense to do it because I've actually be losing money, especially if I accidentally flip the truck, because I take the risks in the terrain all into play. And I have a 3-subject notebook, and I take notes. It's one of the few video games that I've ever played where I have to take notes in order to keep up with. This game is not easy. Regular mode and hard mode players, especially if you're just starting out, you'll understand what I'm talking about. The Dawn will eat your trucks. Be careful, the terrain there is rough. I'm not really having very much luck in the Dawn. I had a lot of fun in Wisconsin. I had a lot of fun in Maine. The Kola Peninsula kicked my ass. So far I've broken even, but I will return. There's still a lot of money to be made there. Wow. This one is not fun. This one is just ridiculous. I don't even know if I ever want to go back. Let's see. Time here, there's still about a couple $100,000 to be made. This one's kind of rough. I'll admit it. Not the first map, but the other maps. The one that starts with the letter Z. I can't remember how to pronounce it. That one's not... The terrain is really rough. It will eat your trucks. It will... Yeah. Alaska, one of the most fun maps I've ever had, and one of the most fuel I've seen so far of any region for hard mode players. I had the most fun in Alaska. The easiest time, for some reason. Maybe I just got lucky. Michigan, I was just first starting out. You know, it's the first map. I did have some major issues, but I managed to work through it. I did make a profit, but it wasn't much. That's what I mean. Hard mode, Alaska, I made a profit. Taimyr, I made a profit. Kola Peninsula, I broke even so far. And the reason I broke even is because the trucks that I deployed there, there's only 2 left that are still there, and those are both 2 scout vehicles, and they're both doing great. Excuse me a moment. The other trucks that I deployed there, I think it was like 6 or 7 or 8 of them. I actually took them out because I got tired of Kola Peninsula. Kola Peninsula was so difficult for me that I almost rage quit the game. So I went to a different region. That's what you do. I went to Maine. I took from the Kola Peninsula and I went to Maine, right here, and had a much better time because there's no snow. There is some snow in Maine, but comparing to Kola Peninsula, it's like night and day. There is snow in Maine, but not everywhere. It's kind of like Michigan. Maine is kind of like Michigan in the wintertime. You know, is what it is. So Maine was enjoyable. Michigan was enjoyable, and I'm glad I'm back. I took advantage of the glitch, and now I have some trucks in Michigan. Should we go look? Since we're talking about it, and it's 1:28 in the morning, and I don't like to drive at night because that's how mistakes happen. That's how this truck got flipped. Because I went against, you know, sometimes you just like to just carry on. You think you're doing good, and then all of a sudden something happens and you flip your truck, and usually it always happens at night, for me anyway, in this game. Naturally, because you just can't simply see. It gets dark in this game at night. Let's go to Michigan and look at my trucks. So we're going to go to the global map. I took advantage of the glitch, put some trucks back in Michigan, and now that the glitch has been fixed, my trucks are there. Wait, where are they? I thought I had some trucks here. Oh, we're on the wrong... I'm sorry, we're in the wrong region. So let's go back to Michigan. Smithfield Dam is the other garage. It's the only other garage in Michigan. That's the map I wanted to click on. Here we go. For a minute there I got scared. But I remember checking this out and double checking after the update patch. Here is a nice little truck we're going to go to. This truck is powerful. It's a Tuts. But it's a miniature work, not other contracts that I just didn't simply do earlier in Michigan. Michigan, being at my first region, the first time playing this game, was not a cakewalk for me. There was some times where I almost rage quit, where I only had 4 trucks flipped, and it was my first truck flipped, and then the rescue truck flipped, and then that rescue truck flipped, so then that 4th rescue truck flipped, and then I had 1 truck left. It was either rescue that truck or just quit the game and start over. But I was already into the campaign like 2 months. And even now I'm at a year and a half. So when the sun's going to be coming up, these are the trucks I have in Michigan. But I had this same campaign. So it was 2 months into my campaign, and I've been playing this game for about 14 or 15 months now on this hard mode campaign. So that's almost a whole year ago. A year ago, if I flash back to around this time, I was in Michigan, and I believe I was in the Smithfield Dam. I was right over here. I don't know why. This area is rough. I had 1 truck flipped, so then I went and got a rescue truck. And then that truck came, and then while trying to rescue that truck flipped. So then I had a 3rd truck, and then I came down here, and I drove down here. It was just a little bit of ways. I believe it was in this area here, too. This is rough. This is really bad and rough terrain. Even though it doesn't look like here on the map, It was around this general area. So then that third truck flipped. Then I took a fourth truck. Then that fourth truck flipped, and I was like, and you can imagine all the different cuss words and profanity that I was yelling out and belching out here at home in this same room that I'm playing this game right now as I record this video. I must have come up with my own cuss words that I invented right there on the spot. I had one truck left, and I had not much money, and I was in the same situation where I am like right now, where I don't have much money. But I have, way more trucks now than I did before. And that fifth truck came through, rescued 1, 2, 3, and then the third one, and then a fourth one, and then all 5 of them were finally upright again, and I could breathe a sigh of relief that I did not have to start over my hard mode campaign. Can you imagine the relief? And I know it's just a game, but that's what this game does to a person. That's the emotion that happens with hard mode, the experience that is hard mode. And that's why it's fun. It's because of that exhilaration of fear, fight or flight, that kicks in when we're low on cash and our truck flips over. And also the feeling of satisfaction when we accomplish and get paid big payout contract missions, okay? That is a lot of fun. So hard mode, you're playing with trucks on a super challenge. It almost feels like real life, because there's consequences. Regular mode doesn't have consequences. I played it for a week. I used it as a tutorial to learn how to play the game. And then I learned that I didn't realize there was a hard mode version. But then I discovered it, and I'm like, cool, I was just getting bored. And coincidentally, I discovered a hard mode version right about the same time. Didn't know it. This game is full of surprises. So then I tried hard mode and loved it. Wasn't sure if I was going to like it. And I was afraid at first. I did a lot of research on YouTube first. So, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. The sun is almost coming up. See, on regular mode, you can mess with the clock. On hard mode, you don't. You just have to wait. And it takes a while, which as it should in a simulation. But it's bad for making videos. They're better made in the daytime. So this is a little truck. It's almost like a scout work truck. It's that small. These other trucks are just gigantic mammoths compared to this truck. But I've got 1, 2... It's actually better just to look here. 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 trucks I brought here from the glitch that I did not have to pay a deployment fee. Or $14,000. That is a lot of money, because it adds up per region. And some of our regions, we bring over 10 of our vehicles. That's $35,000 per region. Yes, that's about the average number of trucks. And if you can do it with less than that, all the props to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four vehicles that I have here. Here's the Dan, which right now does not have an attachment, because I know it's hard to see because it's dark. Let's go underneath one of these street lights and take a look. First, I need to shut off the engine. Alright. Yeah, we can teleport between vehicles. It's a superpower that we have in this game. So there's a street light over here. So this is gonna, in addition to doing logging with this Dan, because it can do the logging attachment. I'm gonna buy the long log trailer, which by the way we cannot sell. It's basically doing logging. We have to take into account that we have to knock off the profits right away, the cost of the long log logging trailer, that we just have to eat it. It doesn't make any sense that we cannot sell or take trailers with us in the logging industry in SnowRunner on hard mode. We have to buy a long log trailer per region. And they're so stupidly expensive. So 5 regions, that's 80 grand. Because I think they're $16,000. Alright. So here we are. This is what it looks like. It's got the longest, one of the longest, or I don't know if it, I haven't really done my research. I just know that it has a long frame. Right now it has a saddle low. But this I can hook up a nice flatbed trailer. Flatbed attachment. I'm not trailer, but a flatbed attachment to do some work. Yep. So this is my experience on hard mode. I'm back playing the game. I hope everybody's having a good day in SnowRunner, and yeah, I just wanted to talk about some things. Have a good day.